Hello everyone and welcome back to Deep Explain. Today we're exploring a moment that always makes people pause and think. When we wake up, step outside and see the flag lowered to half-mast, something inside us shifts. It's silent, it's powerful. And naturally we ask the question, why are flags at half-mast today? Because a lowered flag is never random. It means something happened, something heavy, something meaningful, something that touched a nation's heart. And today we're going to walk through that meaning, not as politics, not as news, but as human understanding. A flag flying high represents pride, strength, and unity. But a flag lowered halfway, that represents memory, honor, and loss. In moments like these, the world seems to slow down just a little. People speak softer. Work feels different, and there's a quiet sense of shared emotion, even if no one says a word. A country saying, we remember, we recognize, we pause. Usually flags lower for three kinds of moments. First, when we lose someone whose life impacted millions, leaders, heroes, public servants, people who carried responsibility on behalf of a nation. When they pass, the flag bows because honor has weight and gratitude deserves silence. Second, when tragedy touches innocent lives, a sudden event, a national loss, a day when hearts break not in one home but across an entire country. Flags lower because grief is collective and respect is universal. And third, days of remembrance. Anniversaries of painful moments in history, days we promise never to forget. Days marked not by celebration, but by reflection. But no matter the reason, one thing remains true. A lowered flag always means somebody mattered. A life, a sacrifice, a moment mattered. Now, let's talk about the feeling behind it, the human side. Think about it, you see the flag lowered. Maybe you're grabbing your morning coffee, heading to work, dropping your kids at school. Life is routine. Everything looks normal, except that symbol quietly hanging lower than usual. And suddenly you're curious. You grab your phone, you search, you ask someone, because our hearts are wired to care, even when we don't know the full story yet. There's something humbling about realizing that today isn't just another day. Someone else's story touched the world enough to pause it. And in that moment, something beautiful happens. Unity. People who disagree on everything else, people divided by ideas, backgrounds, beliefs, they share one thing: respect. Half-Mast reminds us, we're not just living individual lives, we're part of something bigger. We are connected even in silence. Loss reminds us of love. Respect reminds us of humanity. And lowering the flag reminds us that dignity, even in death, deserves recognition. But we also must talk about the emotion behind these moments. Sometimes it's national sadness. Sometimes it's gratitude, sometimes it's reflection, and sometimes it's a quiet prayer, spoken or unspoken, for strength, for healing, for peace. It's a moment where a country says not a look at us, but or remember with us. And in a world constantly moving, constantly talking, constantly pushing forward, pausing matters. Now here's something many people don't think about. A half-mast moment isn't only about loss, it's about legacy. It reminds us to ask, who are the people who shaped our world? What sacrifices are often invisible? What moments changed history or protected our future? A lowered flag isn't a goodbye. It's a tribute, a thank you, a promise to never forget. And whether it's for a hero in uniform, a leader, a tragedy, or a moment in history, that gesture carries meaning across generations. Because nations stand tall, not just because of victories, but because they remember the cost that built them. Now let's talk about today. If you came here because you saw the flag lowered and wondered why, that curiosity makes you part of the story too. It means your heart noticed. It means you paused in a world that rarely stops. And that, in itself, is respect. Whether today marks a leader, a tragedy, a memorial, or a tribute, the meaning remains powerful. We honor, we remember, we stand together. That's what a lowered flag truly represents. Before we close, let's reflect. Life moves fast. Headlines change every hour. Trends come and go. But honor doesn't expire. So the next time you see a flag lowered, take a breath, take a moment. Let your heart acknowledge what your eyes just saw. Because somewhere, someone's story mattered enough to pause a nation. And in that silence, there is dignity, there is unity, there is humanity. Thank you for watching Deep Explain. If you appreciate content that looks beyond headlines, beyond noise, and into the heart of the moment, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a story like this. Stay curious, stay aware, and remember, sometimes the quietest symbols speak the loudest truth.